I've never been in front of people on a stage before, and this was the first time, but this is the uncomfortable action I wanted to take and just go on the stage and present my deal.
How has it been post-Golden Ticket to pre-Golden Ticket and the access to the community, and how's been the outreach?
I was looking for capital, and I have reached like 3 or 4 people who has access to like loads of money. So, I mean, it's a great connection. I would say it's a game changer.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Investor Deli podcast, where we make the information the star. And today we have a great guest for you. I hope you enjoy the conversation with Hardeep Singh, our brother from Columbus, Ohio. Hardeep, how are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this podcast.
I appreciate you coming on. And you made a post in one of our communities that kind of triggered me to reach out to you again. And it was about hotels. And it was a space that I'm super interested and enthused about. So I said, I got to talk to my brother Hardeep and see what's going on and what's he doing up his neck of the woods. So I appreciate you for coming on. Give us a little quick intro about who you are and what's going on.
Hey, yes, my name is Hardeep Singh. As you said, I live in Columbus, Ohio, originally from India. And my background, finance, I've been in business for the last 15 years. And now I'm getting into a hotel space with my friend who's been experienced. And I'm just trying to learn from them and also grow with them.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to be learning from both of you as well. So I'm glad to connect with you. Hardeep, so what's going on? What are you feeling good about in business or even in your personal life that you feel like, wow, I'm in the right direction?
I mean, yes, I've been blessed since I joined this community. I joined as a Gator last year. And then from Gator, I said, okay, I need to get into more and more Sub 2 stuff. So I joined Sub 2 in November of last year. And when I was at the Squad Up Summit in Dallas this year, I mean, Afterpace introduced the Owners Club. So I said, okay, I need to go all in. So I joined Owners Clubs because I wanted to have access to the high level people, to the selected group of people, so that I can get all the information and I can expedite my growth.
Awesome. Those are major wins, joining these communities.
Yes.
Major action taker, right?
Yes.
Putting your money where your mouth is. And
Yes.
now being in these rooms, it's a separator, right? You know, these connections are invaluable. And obviously is all contingent on how you get around these rooms, right? And how active are you, right? Because it's kind of, again, it's what you put into it that you're gonna get out, right?
It's not only you have to be in the room, you have to make an effort to meet people. You have to talk to them so that you explain what you are doing, and so that's how you create those connections. I mean, I can be in the room and not talk to anybody. I'm not making any connections. And if I'm in the room talking to people, I know what people are what people are doing, and they know what I am doing. That's how you create connections, right? So I was like recently, I was at the Golden Ticket event, and that's where I got chance to present my deal at the Deal Maker. I think that's been a game changer for me in like last 2 weeks.
Brother, when you told me that, I was like, no way. Again, this guy is built super different. He told me, yeah, I wasn't deal maker. I was presenting a deal. I was like, no way, how? When did this happen? I totally missed it, right? So I was like, man, I gotta see that. So can you please expound on that? And what made you feel that, you know, because that's a step to take, right? Now you're presenting in front of people, right? There may be some anticipation, some nerves. How did you give over that, or was it you just so confident while you're presenting that I was like, let's go for it?
No, because I was talking to my friend and we needed capital. There was an opportunity for the hotel in Columbus, Ohio. And we said, okay, we're going to raise capital. And around that time, the deal maker, like the Zoom came up, right? And I attended that Zoom with Buddy and Luz. And I talked to my friend after that. I said, hey, there is this Zoom, there is a deal maker. We can present our deal over there. And I just put everything together and send it to and submit it for the deal maker. And I didn't hear back anything. And I was thinking, okay, maybe my deal did not get selected. And then a week before the Golden Ticket event, and Luz reached out to me and she said, your deal's been selected. If you're still interested. I said, yes, I am, because I was already going there. So I said, okay, I'll present the deal. I mean, I've never been in front of people on a stage before, and this was the first time, but this is the uncomfortable action I wanted to take and just go on the stage and present my deal. I mean, even at the event, I was nervous, and I told Pace before for the event. I said, I am nervous. Once I was on the stage, and space is space, right? So he started talking to me, and he just like made me comfortable in front of people. That was awesome of him.
No, I love it. And it's usually the downtime, right? That you're waiting and thinking, and now it's only in your head, right? Oh my, I'll be up in the stage in 2 hours, right? All that anticipation just builds up and creates like a bottle of nerves, right? That you're like, oh man, I'm ready to go, right? But and then not only that, but Pace is the perfect guy kind of to set the stage and set the table and just temper everything down where you can just kind of then just be yourself, right?
Yes, that's right. Before me, Tracy Koa and her team, they were on the stage. They were killing it. Like they were like three of them, and they were doing their own thing. And I was thinking myself, I said, okay, this is just me going in front of all of these people, and they have team. They are doing it really great. Now I have to match their intensity. I mean, I don't know if I matched it or not, but I tried my best. But like Paste helped me a lot on this one. I don't know how did I did, but Pace said to me afterwards, he said, "You did great." And there's so many people reached out to me, like came after the event was done. They came to me, they said, "Hey, you did a great job." And I have created lots of connection just being on the stage on that event.
That's awesome. First, I'd like to shout out Tracy, Dustin, and Kaipo. They're doing incredible in the co-living space. So shout out to them. And Hardeep for sure. I was gonna touch on that. How has it been uh post golden ticket to pre golden ticket and the access to the community and how's been the outreach?
I think it's been a game changer for me. Since that golden event ticket, I have reached to so many people. I was looking for capital, and I have reached like three or four people who has access to like loads of money. So it's a great connection. It was the great event. I would say it's a game changer. You have to be on those stages if you wanna if you wanna go like high level in your career, right? So that you have to be in front of people. That's how people know you, and people do business with you when they know you. If they don't know you, then you're not. Then you're just absent, right? They don't know what you're doing. You have to be in front of people so they know. Okay, what this is what you're doing. And I've realized one thing: just being on the stage, people need help. Even though people are in these communities, they still need help, right? So they still need somebody. They still look up to someone who's been doing things. So they'll come up to you and they want to invest with you. They want to work with you. So I think that's one thing I realized being on this stage.
I love it. Three key points that's always like, know, and trust.
Yeah.
These little things are so important. And the cheat code is literally having an opportunity that you have and presented it on the stage, which is the separator, right?
Yes.
It separates you because you just took the courage to be in front of the stage, and now you have access to everyone watching and everyone listening, right? And
Yeah.
all that is a ripple effect that is just is going to carry you as a wave, So congratulations, brother. I'm so happy for you that
Thank you.
you took the chance. That's an incredible opportunity that might come to fruition now, but will continue to provide access to people and connections that otherwise you wouldn't have, right?
Yeah, that's right. It might not happen on this one, but in future, I'm sure like you just build connections, you just keep on showing up, you just keep on showing up and things will happen, right? Pace always says be consistent, just keep on doing things, think good things will happen to you. I'm the same. I'm expecting the same thing. I'm not expecting like everything's going to happen on this one, but I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep on bringing deals. I'm going to keep on working on my Mount Everest, my goals, and I think things will happen at certain point.
I love that, Hardeep. Thank you for sharing that experience. That's a major win for you. I appreciate that. As we all know, Hardeep, being in the business doesn't always go that way. Things
Yeah.
happen. You might be confident and just something happens, right? And and then you have to be accountable and you have to pivot and then you have to rescue all these things. Now you have to problem solve. What are some of these experiences, these lessons, right? That we go through or that you've personally experienced, that you've had some heartache, you felt like you hit the depths of hell, and how do I get out of here, right? And how do you, kind of grow out of it and keep your wits about yourself, right? Because these are stressors that, you know, can overcome people as well, and people can get discouraged. So can you expound on some of that stuff?
Yes, I can explain what from previous businesses. Like I was in a transportation business. We were doing fine. We had like four companies running. We had our repair shops, truck driving school, transport company, and also a brokerage. COVID came 2020. Everything
Yeah.
got shut down, and my insurance company called me and they said, "Oh, we cannot insure you because liability is huge." So we all of a sudden we had to shut down our truck driving school because we can't get insurance. And then one of our customers, he filed for Chapter 11. They filed for Chapter 11, and we all of a sudden, like within a month, I got a call from my factoring company that they filed for Chapter 11, and we had like almost close to $500,000 with them. So that money is like gone right away. So we had to close that company, and all of a sudden, two out of four businesses were like shut down, right? And we were like barely making our payments, and we were just going through. And then, like I always think, like there is always, if one door shuts, the second one opens, right? So we
Yes.
we were while we were going through, and then me and my brother, my partner as well at that time, we decided, okay, why don't we get into warehousing? So we decided to do a warehousing, and within like 2 months, we opened two warehouses, one in Ohio and one in California. But then that's because we had to make something happen because our two businesses were gone, so we had to create another business out of it. So
Dude, what made you think of warehouses?
because we were in transportation, so we already knew what we are doing. We were already doing consolidation of freight. So we thought, okay, we were using somebody else's warehouses. Why don't we open our own warehouses? So we pivoted from what we were doing it to opened up warehouses, but it was taking a too much toll on us, like because I was working like 15 hours, 16-hour shifts, loading trucks in the warehouses. Then, like I said, one door shuts, the second door opens. So there was our neighbors in the same warehouse, and they said they wanted to expand and they were interested in buying our company. And me and my brother decided. I said, okay, man, if these guys wanted to buy our company, let's exit out of this, right? Just the transport, we'll just keep running the other businesses. And they went to the leasing company to get a loan. Their loan did not get approved, but the leasing company reached out to us. They said, "Oh, we can buy all your equipment." I said, "Okay." I mean, they bought our equipment. I don't know if it's from God, universe, right? I
Yes.
think.
Yes, it is.
And we exited in like I know January of 2022. We got our check for all our equipment. We were out of transportation. And July of 2022, I think the Ukraine war started. And when the fuel prices went up, insurance went up, freight prices gone down, and all of a sudden trucking started going downhill. And I still think, I still thank God to this day
Thank
that we
God.
exited at the right time. I mean that was the like low point and low. We started recovering, and then this door opened, and we exited, and we made our money at that point. So yes,
You already know that's such a blessing, right? But I see the action again, back to who you are, those actions and transforming something and making something out of nothing, even though you have familiarity with the business, right? Which we're pivoting, and it's just being present, right? And like you said, you work in 15, 16 hours. I think that where the blessing lies, right? And
yes,
you supporting yourself and helping yourself to carry you through another place. And that's where God came in and with the magic, right?
yes. I mean, I still think to this day that thing. I don't know how this thing happened, but it happened for the good.
Yes. That's a that's an amazing story of pivoting from a once in a lifetime
Yeah.
occurrence, right? And if the world is affected, it just doesn't happen, right? So everyone's just in such a place, and you to kind of persevere through that. That's an awesome a journey, a story of a lesson, and where God intervenes. That was incredible. Thank you for sharing that. That was amazing. Now let's get into a section I call the makings of a hero.
Okay.
This is now we're talking about you, your aspirations, your vision of where you want to go. and how you're going to get there, and how long is gonna be. Because also you want to put a vision out there that's bigger than you can imagine, right? Right.
Yes.
And you're the type of guy that has that go-getiveness to be like, yeah, let me create this vision and let me go get it. I just see a flicker like way over there. As a truck driver, you might notice when you're driving the highways at night and you see a little light way over there, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes I like to drive and challenge myself uh within the legal speed limits, obviously, and let me chase down that little light, see if I could get
Yeah.
there.
That's right.
Right. So can you share with us some of that vision?
So my vision is like I started in Gator. The, the point was like while I'm working, I'm just gonna have lending business on the side. I mean, I had like a couple of deals which went south. South in the sense we still haven't got paid. It's been over a year. I mean, now we have to take those properties back and go over all that process, do it ourselves. But the vision is, I wanted to. I mean, like you said in the beginning, right? I've been looking. Okay, I want to get into single family. I want to get into multi families, co-living. I've been looking all over the place, like, and then now I think I have found my thing that I want to get into hotel space because my
I love
friend,
it.
he's in hotels. He's I have seen him grow his portfolio in the last 6 7 years to like 65 million plus in his hotel portfolio, and his vision is to get it to 250 million by 2030. I mean, I missed that first wave, but I want to catch the second wave with him. I mean, I want to be part of what he's been doing, be a partner with him on the properties, and also a partner in the management company with him. Like maybe buy a share of it and then just grow with him. Like my goal is like by 2030, if he wants to be at 250, I want to be at like at least 100 in portfolio. That's my goal.
You'll be there, brother. So thank you for sharing that. And now we can now we can dig into this sector somewhat, because like I said, me and you've been communicating, and it's something that's uh kind of in front of our faces, and it's now time to take it on, right? Take on
Yeah,
the new challenges, how you fit and how you grow. And like I told you, I was in a workshop. It was a 5 hour hotel workshop, like I said earlier before we got on, and it was a kind of a game changer for me. And it was a space that I was super intrigued, and for many reasons. And during that, I was just took every picture of the slideshow. I met everyone that was on the stage after they came off the stage. I
yeah,
made myself known. I went up to them, took a picture, shared my blink, right? Just the core principles that we share in our community, the simpler things, right? The God is
yeah,
in the details, a
yeah,
picture, a conversation, an exchange of information, and you attach the picture. So little things like that work the magic. So I did all that, and I made all the connections, and I became part of a mentorship group as well, solely, strictly concentrated in this space. And being in this space and start growing and retaining information and being curious where your sense of direction is going, your foundations. Because in the beginning, you have to be very clear and establish your buy box, your vision of your buy box, where you want to get in. So that's what I was doing, compiling information and feeling what you, and being in there using Crexy. Shout out to Crexy, and I using in there. I started discovering many subsectors within the hotel search space that I was doing. And there's boutique hotels, kind of a Airbnb on steroids, right? And then there's probably 20 to 80 doors, right? That sweet spot.
yeah.
And then there's in my search, I was seeing all these chain hotels. And I was like, huh, interesting. How did this model work? So I still haven't really understood that space and how does that sector work. So that's kind of where Hardeep comes in, and he could start imposing some of his knowledge and what he's learned in his journey as well.
Yes. So, like I said, I've been partnering up with my friend in his company, and I'm still learning. Like I'm initial stages. So this industry works little different. Okay, before we get to that point, so right now it's like a multi-family, right? So people bought these hotels at the high valuations in 2020, and now their loans are coming due, and they are just trying to get rid of these hotels at this point. And most of these bigger chains are owned by REITs, like the real estate investment trust funds, right? They own a lot of these chains because they worry more about like depreciation than cash flow, because they want to take those, write off those incomes. So to buy this hotel, like I cannot go and go to Marriott and say, hey, I want to buy this hotel. They will not even talk to me, because you have to have uh, experience managing these assets, right? Before they even sell it to you. So even my friend right now, he's owns 65 million, like I said, million worth of portfolio, but these are the select brands of Marriott. Like it's not the full service Marriotts. These are like the Courtyard Marriott, Fairfield Inn, and the Hilton, like Hampton, and all those hotels, right? To get to a full service Marriott, to buy a full service Marriott for himself, he has to there's a they have to maintain certain scores on those select brands. He has to maintain that score so that he can qualify to buy a full service Marriott. So that's how this thing works. So you have to start you have to have basically start as a partner with somebody. You start as a partner, then you become a partner in their company, then manage for 2, 3, 4 years before you can qualify to be an operator on a or a owner for a full service hotels. So this is how this thing works. And then the deal source for these is mostly comes from bigger brokerages, like the CBREs and all these guys, because they have access to all these big REITs and all these hedge funds, right? So where they own those assets, and they want, after they take the depreciation, they want to sell it, right? And the biggest thing in hotels is the property improvement plans, which is called PIPs, because every hotel, like every few years, say 7, 10 years, right, they have to upgrade things to make it whatever the standards are. So when the PIP comes to you, so maybe a hotel, there is a PIP for $2 million PIP, $3 million PIP, right? Some people don't want to spend that money because they already made their money, and they don't want to spend that money. So at that time they'll sell it, right? So basically it's a
They'll
value.
exit on the PIP.
Yeah, exit on the PIP, because now it's a value add for another person, right? That's that
Like it.
next person, yeah. So that's a value add play. So that's where you can get these properties at a cheaper rates, and then you spend money, you like basically make improvement to the property, bring up the rates, we're gonna bring up the revenue up again, and then you can either run it for 5 years, or you can exit, like, or you can flip it, right? That kind of stuff. Because not everyone wants to do PIP. So there's only few people. No, I'm not saying few, very few, but there's people, like certain percentage of people which wants to do the PIP. Not everyone wants to do it. So like we do a flip and single family, right? We can exit in like 2, 3 months. This
Okay.
can take like maybe up to a couple of years to improve the property and stabilize it and then sell it. So I mean, this is a little different, and I'm still learning. So yeah.
Understood. I like that. And going back to the select hotels, maybe you know this. What size are those in comparisons to a regular full service, larger chain? What space is kind of that? Is there a sweet spot for that?
They can be anywhere from 40, 50 rooms to 100 rooms. And then the full service is the biggest between full service is like you have to have restaurants in there for the full service, right? For the select brands, you only have to probably have a breakfast, and then you don't have to have a restaurant. But full service, you have to have a restaurants in there. So that's why, and the full service can be anywhere from 120, 200, 300, 400 doors. Yeah.
And what staffing do you need to provide? Obviously, you need to provide all the staffing. What would be sort of the sizes of the staffing, including all services? Would these hotels have, like, for example, in-house laundry services, or is that stuff sourced out? How does that work?
You have to have just cleaning services in house for every hotel. Then you have a GM and an AGM for every hotel. So, and then obviously you have a director of marketing or marketing person and operations. But that's like if you have a multiple hotels. So, marketing and operations person can manage maybe 3, 4, depending on the size of the hotels. But for every single hotel in house, they have to have a GM and AGM, assistant general manager, and then their obviously cleaning services in house, and if you have any restaurants in there, obviously restaurant people. So yeah.
That's super interesting. Like I said, I've stood in some of these places, well, hotels like this. Those are the ones kind of where you have like continental breakfast, kind of like it's
Yeah.
filled with
Yes.
like dry cereals and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you have the morning breakfast, like yes.
No, no. Again, it's very interesting. And what type, where side of the business are you seeing yourself fall on? I know you mentioned managing, right? So,
Yes.
are you managing? Or you're sourcing deals? I know you have a new uh, partnership and connections, so I'm sure they have lots of connections that you're probably leveraging now as well. Where do you see yourself coming in, and what's a skill set like you're bringing to the table?
So right now I'm working on two things. I'm going to be on the sales and revenue managing manager side, basically manage the revenue, look at the so basically there's a report that comes from all these brands, Marriott, Hilton's. They send you a report for the rates. What are the rates? Because they have their own AI. They'll do the rate search around those properties. So you have to basically look at the rates that they'll come up with, and then you have to see, okay, what properties um, renting rooms for what rate, right? So you have to change your room rates accordingly. So basically, you have to in competition with the other properties. So that's one thing. And the other skill that I want to bring in right now is the capital raise, because we want to expand. So we need money, and then that's the other stuff I'll be working on. So it'd be the capital raise and also managing the revenue part.
Okay, and that's it. The capital raise encompasses some of what you did at Golden Ticket, right?
Yes,
I
the
love
that's
that. And can you kind of go through kind of the deal you presented so people could know as well?
yeah. So I can. So this deal was a little different than the normal deals. So what happened was this is a bigger group based out of Dallas, and they already purchased this hotel. They already have the debt in place, and so we are just buying the equity from them because we are local. My friend's company is local in Ohio, and this hotel being in Columbus, and we are in Columbus, so they wanted to partner up with us so that we can manage their property. It's easier for us to manage than for from them to manage. So that's the reason they wanted us to manage, and so and they also offered an equity. So that's why I came to the deal maker to bring that money to bring partners into this deal, but also we get the management for this hotel. Um, the deal is this is a pretty good deal because this is a bigger property. It's about a $50 million project. Depreciation is a big play in this one. Even if either there's a cash flow and even the multiples are like insane on this one. But depreciation is one of the biggest play on this one. So because we were expecting 2.17 x on the multiple, and then depreciation is for 16%. We were looking at like $7.2 million in depreciation.
Wow. And how long would how much was the raise, and how long would it on the timeline to get to there? Couple years, or what would it be?
So raise was 3 million. So the returns in first year was 4.1% cash on cash return. And the second year was a higher return, which is 20, I think it was 24%. The reason being because once the renovation is done, Marriott is going to give the renovation money back, which goes back to the investors. And we also but we budgeted higher for the renovations, and we're expecting savings in the renovations, which also will be distributed back to the investors. But we did not account for those savings in the pitch deck that I presented but I talked about it. The reason being because we don't know the exact number, and so we just wanted to make sure, okay, we know that money is going to come back, but we don't know how much. So, but that's a bonus in addition to what the other returns are. So basically, by end of year two, investors will have their 50 to 60% of their capital coming back to them.
Okay. And what type of project was it on the cosmetic side?
No, it's a full rehab. It was a
Wow.
double tree by Hilton, and they're converting into a full suite Marriott. It was a 400 room hotel, and they're converting suites into like 230 rooms, 130 suites, and then 100 regular rooms. And there's additional 70 rooms, I think 70 rooms, which they're closing it now. Um, that's depending on, in say in future, there's a demand for more. bigger rooms, they can convert those single rooms into doubles. And if not, then this is also a value add play for the next person.
That's incredible. Just knowing what partnerships are kind of what I want to touch on now. How important is the partnership that you created that you can now leverage all this new skill set to get into a new asset class? Can you share some of that? The importance of the network, the connection, and the value that you bring to the table, that you created an opportunity yourself and you leverage your community to access the capital and understanding the components of the deal, right? Tell us how important all this stuff is.
I think everything, if you want to scale, you want to grow, uh, you have to have relationships, you have to have partnerships, right? I mean, by myself, if just bringing me in to say like I want to get into a hotel space, right? Even though if I get a hotel, I cannot grow. I can only buy the one hotel, right? Now being partner with somebody who's been in this space, who's been doing it, I mean, I can be a part on the management team. Now we can look and buy a $50 million portfolio. So that's how you scale. Same for him because he partnered up with the bigger players. These guys own like 35 hotels. They have done 2.7 billion in transactions. So it opens door for me also, not only for him but also for me being his partner. Now I have access to those people. Similarly, being in owners club, right? Now I have access. I mean, I know people who have access to capital, right? So now I have to build relationships with them, and if they like the projects, they can be on board. I mean, we all make money together. I mean, that's I think that's how you scale.
I love that how you leverage everything to again create opportunities. So it's super cool. I love the space. Thank you for the knowledge and the skill set that you provided to kind of people getting in the space. What other things are you looking for to learn on this journey, on this first journey into the space, right? Because you said you come in more on the managerial side. And I think that's also kind of where your partners probably expertise lie, knowing that he got five select. Am I assuming that? But I'm thinking that's where he's coming. And were all those hotels that he has local in Ohio as well?
The mostly all his properties are in Ohio, and there's only one in Indianapolis Airport. So what I'll be doing is like since I joined his team, so I'll be going to all these properties. I'll be spending time in the properties, going there, learning their operations, learning their sales. I want to get involved. I mean, if I'm getting into this space, I want to have knowledge. I have to have the background knowledge, how the system, how the operations are run, right? So that's the skill I want to gain because in case say 5 years from now, I want to have my own company. I want to have my own management, right? So you have to understand what goes behind everything. I mean, it looks pretty in front, but you don't know what's happening in the back until you get into it. So that's what I want to do. I want to go, if I'm learning new skill, I want to go all in. I want to learn it from inside out so that I can leverage all those skills that I learned from there.
Yeah. And also, I was, just thinking about you working with people, right? Now you're working with multiples of people, teams of people, right? Who are, let's say, have their own mindset, or let's say they've worked under a certain managerial skills, and some people sometimes are not prone to change, right? Or they're kind of standoffish. Those are experiences. Maybe you've run with teams, have worked with teams that you can now impart, create another skill set, and that people skill set, right? So, right, to be keep growing and how to treat people, to work as a team, right, for one purpose and one purpose only, to serve the customer, right, and create a space where make the experience the best experience, right, that they want to return. Let's say.
Yeah. So like I worked with the drivers in the past, right? I mean, I have worked with so many different personalities, and believe me, it's not easy to deal with truck drivers because they get frustrated. They're on the road 70 hours, 5, 6 days in a week, they're on the
That's
road, right?
tough.
And then it's tough. It's a lonely life. I mean, people don't understand it's very lonely life
Yeah.
and they get frustrated. So you have to like understand their point of view. Like when you're talking to them, they're frustrated at you, they're like mad at you. I mean, you cannot get mad at them like, hey, why are you doing this? You have to understand, okay, where they're coming from. right? So you have to understand their personalities. Similarly, I'm assuming the same thing's going to happen in hotel space, because people are working there. They deal in and out with the customers and all that, right? I'm on the management side. I won't be dealing with the customers, but they are. If there is any problems, you have to understand, okay, where they're coming from, understand those problems, and then maybe try to solve those problems and see, okay, what can be done, what value I can bring it to them, like to make their lives better, right? So that's how I understand. The management is not easy. I mean, it's not for everyone. Like, I mean, I always bring Pace's uh, example. He says, if you have never been done a business before, don't expect that it's going to happen right away, right? Be ready for the ride. It's going to be up and down. Like, you can one day be good, one day you'll be like at a low level, right? Okay, I got myself into. So this is a learning process. You have to just keep on learning, keep on growing, and managing people is a skill. So you have to learn. If you're a business owner, you have to learn that skill.
I love that. Thank you for expounding and sharing your journey. Hardeep, where can people connect with you? They want to get to know you and experience and connect with you and see how you can work together, or just want to follow you.
Yeah, I mean, on Instagram, my Instagram is RAKKAR_Hardeep, or you can reach out to me on my cell phone, 856-562-0052.
Thank you, brother, for coming on again to another episode of the Investor Deli podcast, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, brother, for having me on this podcast.